Starting here, and then we're going. Hello, Nina. No, that's right.
I think you just got a section.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
To get the ball rolling, it's my pleasure to introduce Chris Connolly, who's the chairman of the board of directors at the Metro West YMCA. Here he is.
Morning, everybody. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to come out to the Family Outdoor Center this morning for Advocacy Day. This is a great day, a lot of fun. There's a rumor that there's a free car for the archery winner. It's not true. Sorry, Jack.
Make me out to be a liar. I told you. I'm spreading the rumor.
So seriously, just thank you very much. This is a great day. We enjoy having everybody here. And I just want to add, I'm also the chairman of our capital campaign at the Framingham Project. And if you haven't been by to see the progress we've made, it's astounding. The expansion of our child care center, the bigger gym, it's just going to be a tremendous addition. As it's already a great asset for the community, but it's going to be even better once we're done. So if you haven't been by to see it, you should come by. Just let Rick know, and we'll get you in anytime you'd like. All right, with that, I want to just turn things back over to Rick. Everybody have a great day, and again, thank you very, very much for coming.
Yeah, again, thanks so much for being here. Like Chris said, this Framingham project is so exciting. It's an $8 million project that's going to totally transform that community resource. The early education center is the first thing that's going to be finished by the end of August. We'll have a little ribbon cutting for that, but you will just not believe your eyes when you see this renovation. On the heels of that, hopefully everyone has heard by now that the YMCA is working hard to create a new YMCA facility in the town of Ashland serving this entire region. Yeah. Can you imagine how great that's going to be? Really with incredible vision by the town manager, Michael Herbert, with the help of State Senate President Karen Spilka, a generous landowner. The Y received a 12.5 acre donation valued at well over $4 million at a beautiful location right down off Route 135 as you're heading toward Dunkin' Donuts. Matter of fact, yesterday we just cut a trail into that area, had it wood chipped so that we can start to bring people in so you can get a real feel for what that facility and where it's going to be. So that is exciting. So needless to say, this is an exciting time for the Metro West community and the YMCA as well. So I hear that last night our state representatives, our legislators had a late night. Is that true? I would say when I look out into the audience at the responsibility that all of you have to make our community strong, it's just incredible. But so I'd ask you for the next hour to take a deep breath. Think of yourself as about like an 8 to 10-year-old person. Relax, have fun. Chris Walsh had said to me way back when we were first thinking of this idea, State Representative Walsh, that Rick, Advocacy Day would be a great idea. But please make it fun. We want to get engaged. It shouldn't just be a tour of a facility. And so we took that seriously, and with Carolyn Dykema's help, we've really, I think, strived to make this an opportunity for you to come out here and really learn and understand the impact that a YMCA program in the summer like this can have on our kids for the rest of their lives. And again, Carolyn, State Representative Dykema, has been with us from the beginning on this. She's just an incredible champion for the Y locally and statewide. And so with no further ado, I would like to introduce my friend Carolyn Dykema to get us kicked off here.
Good morning, everyone. So I have the enviable job this morning of being your honorary camp director. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to channel my inner Scott Humble, and I'm going to say, we're campers for the day. So can we hear a great big camper good morning? Good morning. Good morning. Excellent. There's a great energy out there. And I just want to recognize, I think, Rick, am I correct? This is the biggest turnout we have had for this event yet. So I just want to thank you to everyone who came out early, came out from the community to support this really important facility and this important cause in the YMCA. So I'm going to cut this short because I know we've got a big program, but I just want to say, my connection to the Y, I found that so many people have a personal connection to the Y, have had children who have come here, who have grown up participating in Y programs. I'm a more recent introducee to the Y, and I was actually in your spot not too long ago when I was first a legislator here representing Hopkinton. And I had the opportunity to get the same tour and to see the work that was going on here at the YMCA. And what I saw was so inspiring, frankly, and what I heard from these young people who you're going to hear from a little later today was so compelling in their personal stories and what the Y had meant to them and encouraged them to really believe in themselves was really quite moving. So I really made it a personal choice of mine to really support the Y, again, here at home whenever I can, but also in the legislature. And I want to recognize my legislative colleagues who are here today. We've got a couple of congressional members of our congressional delegation who are going to be participating today, which is wonderful. So we've got Representative Joe Kennedy, who's going to be with us in a little bit, who represents Hopkinton. We've also got congressional Representative Catherine Clark, who's going to be with us, and Wade Blackman from her office is here this morning too. She's here. Catherine, good morning. All the way back from DC, so great to have them here. We've also got, of course, our Senate President is here, represents Hopkinton as well, great supporter of the Y, and all of my legislative colleagues in the House. So we've got Carmen Gentile, Jack Lewis, Dave Linsky, Maria Robinson, and who's our new representative here, just recently elected from Framingham. Did I miss any of my House colleagues? I don't think so. And we've also got Mayor Spicer here from Framingham. So Mayor Spicer somewhere. Right in front of me. So welcome everyone. Just want to quickly say that in the legislature we did have a late night last night, so when we do the archery, which is a very popular event, please stand back because we're not maybe quite as on the mark as we usually are. But one of the things we voted on yesterday was a bill relative to children's health and safety. And when we were having the debate on the floor, one of the things that was brought up about talking about the whole child and how important it is when we talk about children that all of the things we do in the legislature, we need to integrate social emotional supports, physical supports, academic supports, all of these things that contribute to a child's well-being. And I couldn't help but think that the YMCA has been embracing this notion and living this notion for kids for decades. And it is a proven, tested, and continuously improving approach to support our kids. And I think that's really what you're going to see here today. You notice behind you there's a garden where we're talking about food insecurity and really getting the kids involved in using their hands and growing their own food. They've got a kitchen, and I don't want to give away too many of the surprises here today, but you're going to experience it all. And I want to just leave you with the idea that we are building a Y family here. And one of the things that really differentiates the Y from some other really important programs is that I think the Y is connected to the community in a way that really reflects the needs of individual communities. So Rick is everywhere, as we know. Rick's team is everywhere asking, and in fact doing surveys about what we need as communities and trying to meet those needs. And in closing, I can't turn over the microphone without mentioning the new facility that's going to be going up in Ashland. So many of you were involved in that facility. That is a facility for young people of all ages here in the tri-towns of Holliston, Hopkinton, and Ashland. And the ground will be breaking on that soon. I think there's some photos or images here somewhere that you can look at. There we go. David's got it. That is going to be a wonderful resource for seniors, for young people, for parents, everyone you can imagine, in a beautiful new facility that'll be such a great resource for the community. So we'd love to have you stay engaged, I guess is the bottom line. There's so much to do. Whatever time you have to give, whatever way you can contribute and support this effort is so greatly appreciated, and just appreciate you being here today. So thank you, Rick. Thank you to your team. And now I get to turn it over to the real Scott Humble to lead us, no doubt, in song and all kinds of great camping activities. So, Scott?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. guys are louder for Rep Dykema than me. Good morning, everyone! We're awake now. To get us going in the moment, we're going to make a big circle. Let's picture this as the center. So if you don't mind making a big circle all the way around us. Gene. So I'm going to start with Gene, and you're going to share your name. I'm Scott Humble, and what your role or what brings you or who you represent, whichever that fits in. We're going to whip all the way around the circle and share. So I'm Scott Humble. I'm a branch director here at the Family Outdoor Center.
I'm Jean Sherlock. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the YMCA.
I'm Chris Conley. I'm the chair of the board of the YMCA.
I'm Liz Walk. I work in Representative Dykema's office.
I'm Mike Whalen. I'm from Hopkins.
Avery Rycroft. I'm the Director of Public Policy for the YMCA. I'm Megan Kwan. I'm a CIT at Hopkinton YMCA.
I'm Ben Kaplan. I also work in Representative Dykema's office.
I'm Jen Wall. I'm the Assistant Town Manager in Ashland.
Can't hear you!
Can't hear you.
Everybody! Steve Mitchell, chair of the Ashland Select Board.
Randy Kinsman from the Ashland Select Board.
Michael Herbert, Town Manager, Ashland.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Rick!
Beth Reynolds, Economic Development for the Town of Ashland and Chair of the Community Board here at the Outdoor Center. Aidan Orenstein, Counselor in Training at the Hopkinton YMCA. Yolanda Greaves, Vice Chair of the Ashland Select Board and a huge supporter of the Y and the new Y in Ashland.
Hello, I'm Rihanna Sherwood, and I'm the Public Relations Manager at Metro West Medical Center.
Tom McAuliffe, I'm the owner of My FM Radio in Milford, dear friend of Gene Sherlock.
My name is Drew Harding. I'm the CEO at Metro West Medical Center. Carmen Gentile, State Representative, Sudbury, Wayland, Framingham, Marlborough.
Susan Nickel, I work with Senate President Karen Spilka. Tricia Paul, Framingham Parks and Recreation.
David Podell, Mass Bay Community College.
Karen Spilka, State Senator for Hopkinton and other surrounding towns and Senate President.
Peter Mezet, President of Weston Nurseries. David Mellion, Rep Dykema's office.
Yvonne Spicer, Mayor of the great city of Framingham.
Jack Lewis, State Rep for Ashland and Framingham.
Maria Robinson, State Rep for Framingham and YMCA Camper Mom. Susan Woodrow, I work with youth. I'm a tutor, I work with youth at risk. Holliston.
Congresswoman Catherine Clark, fan of the Y.
Carolyn Dykema, State Representative, Holliston, Hopkinton, Southborough, and Westborough.
Good morning, I'm Marion Ryan, the Middlesex District Attorney.
Camille Rivero from the District Attorney's Office.
Christine Kavicki, Ashland resident and huge supporter of the YMCA.
Hi, Carrie Reed, I went Framingham DPW and also a parent of campers.
Jackie Weiner, Director of Holliston Youth and Family Services.
Simon Conrad, I'm a CIT here at the YMCA.
John Banzo, Supervisor, Metro West Operations, Brewster Ambulance.
Steve Roby, Fire Chief, Town of Ashland.
Steve Slamman, Fire Chief, Emergency Management Director at the Town of Hopkinton.
Janet Drumming, long-term volunteer at the Y and former board chair. Ed Ross, Skybridge Realty, local resident.
Damien Kogan, local realtor, Skybridge Realty, local resident.
Good morning, John Catino, Vice Chairman of the Hopkins Select Board.
Paul Vieira, Assistant Superintendent, Town of Ashland. Alex Capersall, VP of Unibank.
Jim Adams, Superintendent of Schools in Ashland.
Kelly Sanker, Principal of Ashland High.
Michael Kyra, Principal of the David Mendez School in Ashland.
Amanda Fargiano, Hopkinton School Committee. Nancy Kavanaugh, Hopkinton School Committee. Jen Carson, Assistant Superintendent, Hopkinton. Carol Kavanaugh, Superintendent for Hopkinton Public Schools. Nina Kaushik, Hopkinton Cultural Committee, Salvation Center of Hopkinton, and a great supporter of the Y.
Tricia Kendall, YMCA Board of Directors, Ashland Planning Board, and Camp Mom. Linda Longo, General Manager of the Verve Crown Plaza Hotel and Framingham Branch Community Board. Ann Madera, former chair of the board and still board member and longtime supporter of the Y.
Abby Beiser, Adventure and Outdoor Education Director for the Hopkinton Outdoor Center.
Jessica Yampolsky, CIT at the Hopkinton YMCA.
Speak it up.
Jen Curtis, the High Flight Director at the Y. Charlene Hayes from Hopkinton with YFM and also parent of a counselor here.
Hi, I'm State Representative David Linsky from Meeting, Sherburne and Miller. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rick McPherson, CEO of the Metro West YMCA, the best Y in the Commonwealth. I'm Adam Steiner. I'm a city councilor for Framingham.
My name is Araceli Sanchez. I'm a counselor in training at the Hawkins YMCA.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Lyons. You may call me Moose, as everyone here in Hopkinton knows me as. I'm a counselor here at the YMCA in Hopkinton.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Constanza Cabello. I'm the newish Vice President of Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement at Framingham State University.
My name is Paul Hagford. I am a representative of High Flex.
I'm Nicole Silva. I'm a CIT here at Hopkinton Y.
I'm Maggie Colson. I'm a CIT here at the Hawkins.
Amy Miller, Director of Annual Giving for here. My daughter.
Suzanne Walmsley, representing the Boston Athletic Association.
Julia Mariah is a CIT here.
Awesome. Give yourselves a hand. What an awesome group of folks representing our communities. Thank you all for being here today. To get us going in the spirit of what the Y is, on relationship building, but also for those that haven't been here before, painfully cheesy. So I'm hoping you guys can embrace a little of that cheese with us this morning. We're gonna get us going with one activity before we start rolling through our tour, hearing from some of our speakers and seeing a little of the property. So I'm gonna introduce Abby Beiser, our Director of Adventure and Outdoor Education. He's gonna take it from here.
Good morning, everyone. Folks, as we start our day here, we're thinking about connection with each other, with children, with our community. And there are lots of ways to make connections with one another. And so our first round of this activity, your goal is to try to make connections with as many people as possible without speaking and without touching. So when I say go, you're going to mill about and try to interact with as many people as possible, somehow acknowledging them. That may be making eye contact, and maybe the little head nod, you know? In some way, connect with them, and then move on to the next person. Eventually, I'm going to say, high five! When I say high five, whoever you're nearest to, this is going to be an actual connection. You're gonna high five and stop where you are to await further instruction.
Germs.
Does anyone have a question about this? Mill about.
This is a real jewel, and it's very exciting to be able to have the possibility of not only tremendous expansion and much needed expansion in Framingham, I was exposed to high diving boards. I was a jock as a kid, and my dream was to be an Olympic diver because of that summer and subsequent summers. Clearly, I never made it, but that's okay. You know, dreams change, but I think it's really important for kids to have dreams. There's over 1,000 kids that are here this summer with their dreams and their lives ahead of them. And which leads me to what do I love about the Y, and why is it important? I know for me, and I thank my parents for sending me to camp, both day camp and overnight camp. It gave me a chance to build my confidence, to meet new people from all different backgrounds, to be exposed to others, to increase my exposure to diversity, but to really have fun and play and learn how to be with other kids and build relationships outside of school and the academics that you're going on in school. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was some of the best times of my life. I know when my kids got older and they were Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, I used to take 2 weeks off to be their counselor at camp because it was so much fun. So I think that the Y provides these incredible opportunities for kids to go outside their comfort zones and experience it and meet new people and just grow and build confidence, and in a comfortable social, emotional learning center that is a really incredible opportunity for them that they will keep their entire lives. So with that, I'd like to start inviting other elected officials up here. And Congresswoman Clark, do you want to come up and talk about what you wanted to be when you were 8?
Okay, thank you, Karen. And, you know, I think that what I love about the Y now is that it's open to all. It's open to all kids of all abilities, and is a chance for those children to come together, as Karen said, and build that team spirit and build community. And what I love the best about today is the background noise of all those kids. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congressman Kennedy, do you want to come up? Great to see you too.
When I was 8 years old, I wanted to drive a backhoe, and Marty very much still wants to drive a backhoe. Thank you. What I love most about the Y now is the fact, as a dad of a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, thank God for summer camp, 1. And 2, I'm going to echo exactly what Catherine said. The pool, the noise, the laughter, the smiles. Still at the stage where that starts early for me, but greatest noise there is. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite DA Marion Ryan.
Hello. Thank you. So when I was 8, I wanted to be a lifeguard for any number of reasons. I thought they looked very cool up on those chairs. I thought those red bathing suits were pretty cool. I thought when they left at the end of the day with their bags, they just looked like they knew everything. And what I loved about the Y in camp was, I'm somebody who always thinks I'm not very good at sports, and the Y just pushes you to try it. It's like archery. You come out here and you have to try archery. It just takes you out of your comfort zone. And the really best thing is what you've heard before, is that the Y is open to everyone, and especially for us around the water safety. We have just had such a push on making sure that every kid knows how to swim, and the Y helps to make that affordable and accessible for everybody. So thanks.
Thank you. Representative Dykema, come on down.
I'm back just for a few minutes. So when I was 8, I was that kid that had my bed covered with stuffed animals. I wanted nothing to do with dolls, but bring it on. And I still love a good stuffed animal, I have to confess. So I also wanted to be a veterinarian. So who knew, Congresswoman? Putting that together. I've already talked a little bit about what the Y means to me, and why it's such a wonderful thing for the community. The best thing about today, I think, other than the archery, I think my colleague David Linsky would agree with me, is the fact that all of the adults are here today setting aside time to support what goes on here with the kids, because this couldn't happen with the kids, for the kids, without the dedication of all the adults who make it happen, including the Y team. So thank you all for being here today.
Thank you. Representative Linsky, come on down. I feel like a game show host.
Thank you, Vanna.
Host.
Exactly. So when I was 8 years old, of course, I wanted to play shortstop for the Boston Red Sox, but I was a skinny Jewish kid from Natick who had absolutely no athletic ability whatsoever, so that wasn't going to happen. So I became a lawyer instead. But you know what the beauty, one thing about the Y that is great, in the dead of winter, when it's snowing out and it's below 0 and it's like, you know, windy out, you can go to the Y in Framingham and it's warm and you can go swimming. And just think about, you know, what a benefit that is for people in the Metro West. So that's one of the things that I love about the Y. I also want to do a shout out for the Y Youth Basketball League, because when my kids were like really little, and I was one of those overbearing dads who wanted their kids to play, you know, in a basketball league, and the Natick Rec League wouldn't take them because they were too young. So I coached them in the Y Basketball League, and it was a great league, and I'm really thankful for that. So thanks. All right.
Representative Lewis. Here you go.
So when I was 8, I actually wanted to be an elected official. So check that one off with Leslie Knope off my bucket list. But for me, the why story is very personal. When I first became a parent 5 years ago and had no clue what I was doing, all I remembered as a kid was my mom taking me to swim lessons. And so the weekend my first kid moved in, we took him to the Y, signed him up, and he started swim lessons the next week. And over the last 5 years, when I have more kids, we have 3, but the Y has taught them teamwork, the Y has taught them how to swim, including my 15-year-old who didn't know how until the Y taught him in his adult class. The Y has taught my kids how to cook, to play soccer, to play basketball. I can't think of a single parenting memory that doesn't connect to the Y by at least 1 degree of separation. So thank you so much to everyone at the Y. I join everyone in being excited about what the new location means for Ashland and the surrounding communities. And this noise, I love it as well, because when I'm at work, my kids are often here at this Y camp, and it's great knowing that they're somewhere else, and they're safe, and they're having fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Robinson. I think there are themes here. This is great.
Yeah, if you think Jack's answer was pandering, boy, wait till you hear mine. When I was 8 years old, I wanted to live in Massachusetts. It was always my dream to make it out to Boston, and now we're here, so that's really cool. For me, I know that we're here with the kids today, but the why means to me that my mother gets out of the house, and it's phenomenal. The senior fitness program is one of those things that I will talk about until the end of time, in large part because that's where I get to hear a lot of feedback from everybody under the sun about what we're doing at the State House and how things are going. But it's affordable, it gets people out of the house, and I think that it's just, the programs for senior citizens are really incredible. Live Strong is one of the greatest things that the Y offers, and I'm so excited that we're able to celebrate this today. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. Representative Gentile. Who's having a great morning too.
I am, thank you. Thank you, Karen. So, Jack and I have something else in common. When I was 8 years old, I also wanted to be a government policymaker. And but my first experience with the Y came a year later when I was 9, and I traveled on a bus from Watertown, where I lived, to Newton, to the Newton Y, to learn how to swim. And you know, it's just wonderful. We didn't have a. My kids went to a private camps. You know, I'm familiar with the Framingham Y, and it's just wonderful. Things for people of all ages, the kids and the older and adults, and it's just wonderful. It's great to be here today. Thank you.
Next, we have the mayor of the best city in the state, Mayor Spicer. A little biased, but.
Wow, when I was 8 years old, I knew I was going to be an engineer. And my father knew it also, as I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I took the blender apart, and because I was curious how it worked and how those blades moved around, but I couldn't put it back together. But eventually I knew that looking at the world around me was so important. And I am from Brooklyn, New York. I come from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, Brooklyn. That's right, David. Yes, representing. But the Y in New York, I never went to overnight camp. I went to day camp at the Y. And, you know, I learned a lot as being a part of the Y. And one of the things that stands out for me is African dance and connecting to roots of Africa, and in a way that was so enriching. And, you know, to be taught about your heritage and outside of school that didn't include slavery. It included being a king and a queen, and in the stories of the kings and queens of Africa. So I think of the Y as a place that offers opportunity for kids. And my niece, who I raised here in Framingham, did come to the Y, and she loved it, and you know, caving, and she eventually became a counselor. And so I saw what it did for her, and today she's a social worker in New Jersey and doing just fine. But having those opportunities for kids, and you know, I have a long career in STEM education as a result. I taught architecture and engineering, And so I look at my career pathway and I look at the ways in which it inspires children, and this place inspires children to be the best they can be. So as a former classroom teacher, administrator, I say thank you, Y, for creating those spaces and opportunities for all children to shine. So thank you.
Thank you all, and if everybody else could think to themselves why the why is so important, and what did you want to be when you were 8 years old? Thank you.
So in a moment, I'm going to have one of our fellow staff members and graduates of a program that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure many of yours. I know we have some parents in our programs from here as well. High Flight started here 20 years ago, so this is their 20th anniversary of a pretty incredible program. It's a program that supports adventure-based outdoor education for kids that need a little additional social emotional support in their life, whatever that means. They're referred to the program by counselors, therapists, clinicians, a little of everything. They're with us for about a 10-week season, 3 times a year. And we're outside doing all sorts of things, anywhere from being here, hiking on our trails, going off-site to hiking on the AT, a little of all the above. It's a really incredible program, and I want to introduce Moose, who shared his name earlier, Jason Lyons, but I only know him as Moose. I literally had to ask what his real name was this summer because I've known him for 4 years as Moose. So Moose is a graduate of our High Flight program. He's also a graduate of our counselor in training, those that are in yellow shirts here, our CIT program for the last 2 years. And now this is his 2nd year on staff as well. So it's been incredible to see Moose develop in his own time with us as well. So I want to have him share a little bit about his High Flight experience.
Not much of a mic person. I like to talk freely. But yeah, I graduated from High Flight. Those 10 weeks that I was there, literally some of the greatest weeks I've had. I made friends that I still talk to this day. It's been 3 years since I last was in High Flight, but still connect with them, you know, here and there. So I have forever friends now, thanks to that program. You know, it helped me realize what I wanted to do later in life. I'm a freshman in college now. My major is early childhood education. So going to High Flight helped me realize the job that Jen does, Emerson, who was my High Flight instructor as well, that working with kids and teenagers is what I want to do. So working with kids, teaching them, I expect to be at this camp for a very long time to come. It's like my 3rd year here, my CIT year, my junior year, and now I'm a senior counselor. So it's been great. I've learned so many different life skills from that program, from learning how to read a map, which I never knew how to do, never even once looked at a map until we learned it in High Flight. I learned how to really use a compass. Before I just thought it was east, west, south, north, all that other stuff. But now I actually know how to use it and use it properly. It taught me teamwork. Teamwork is what you use in everyday life. So that was a big thing for me. It also taught me to trust more. Before High Flight, I had severe trust issues, but definitely with the High Flight program, you are going into a safe place, emotionally and physically and mentally. So it's a great place to go to when you're looking for a place on a Tuesday or Thursday to go to get some energy out from like early in the week, later in the week. And it's just overall a really good place to enjoy friends, enjoy camp atmosphere here. And I just can't say it enough that High Flight is the place to be. I encourage you all to go if you have kids.
So also for those that don't know, High Flight is a program that has a very varied, me speaking good today, a varied financial scale for those to participate in the program. We turn no one away that couldn't afford it, whatever that means. There's also a lot of folks in this space here that help us find funding and provide funding for programs like this, so folks like Moose and others can participate. And just wanted to say thank you to you. We are going to walk out of here and go straight up the trail. Yeah, just my pardon.
I think Carolyn is going to set us up.
Oh, my pardon.
So no pressure, everybody, but our national office has a Advocacy Day photo contest every year. 2 years ago, we won the national competition. And so we're back in the hunt this year. And Carolyn Lister and Olga and some others are going to kind of get us organized here to win this competition again this year. So, Carolyn, tell us what to do.
Definitely. So if everybody can come over here and Okay, everybody, we're gonna get a couple of shots. Right?
That's pretty good. Just sort of look in the middle. So you aren't firing yet, so everyone, as if you're about to fire, looking down range, concentrating. We're all here to beat Carolyn Dykema. Excellent.
You're looking good. Oh, you want to hunt?
Thank you. Then Abby, you can give commands for there. Thank you.
Beautiful.
No,
Beautiful.
under the black hook, right?
All arms are straight out. And then you're going to draw with just 3 fingers. Touch your cheek so you can aim. Draw all the way and touch your cheek. Get your bow arm straight out. Yes. And then, and then aim. Do you have your pictures? And you can fire when you are ready.
Nice.